it feels like the words are giving me a hug. And all of this could have been resolved if you were to talk. It is time to read some Christmassy / winter reads. I'm so excited to start this reading vlog because I have literally been eyeing these books like the first week of November, and I know it's probably socially acceptable to read Christmas books in November, but I was just wanting to wait for December to start tackling my Christmassy reads, and now it's officially time to do so. For sure, we will be reading The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst in this video because I have started it. I'm on chapter 6 and I am so intrigued by the story already. It has already given me that cozy wintry feeling that I was seeking out for this time of year. In this book, we're not necessarily following characters that were in the first book, which is The Spell Shop. That is, I feel like it's safe to say now, my most favorite read of 2025. In that book, we had like little snippets of the main character that's in this book. I was intrigued enough by the little tidbits that we got in The Spell Shop to pick up this one. And as you can tell from the title, Enchanted, there's magic involved, and a greenhouse. We have already been discovering this magical greenhouse. I'm excited to bring you guys along and record my reactions. I had such an amazing time with The Spell Shop that I have some pretty high expectations for this book. So come along with me while I read this one. Craned her neck to see the new greenhouses. There was one devoted to miniature trees. But it doesn't stop just there. Beneath the branches, she glimpsed tiny woodland creatures living beneath them. 3-inch tall deer, tiny rabbits, minuscule chipmunks. What? That is so freaking cute. Another greenhouse was dedicated entirely to moss and filled with iridescent butterflies. I want to be there. I mean, like, I am with my imagination, but I want to explore this and be there physically. There is a character that we just got introduced to, and I'm so excited because our main character has mainly been by herself. So the fact that she has been given basically a companion, like the story has given her a companion, I am so excited. Something about having a sidekick, like a companion in the story that's a plant, just does something to my heart. I'm so excited. I don't want to say too much of this story just in case you haven't read it. I am very excited for the entire adventure that I'm going to go on with the main character. Oh, cute! Come joining us all. The feeling is here today. Now let's go, caroling through the snow all day. We've been good, but we can last. Hurry Christmas, hurry now. I can't wait to see what's under the Christmas tree for you and me. Favorite things about The Spell Shop, the first book, is Kaz. I loved, because I've never have read a character like that before, a walking, talking plant, specifically a spider plant, and his character was just so likable, and he was just like, he became my best friend. There's walking, talking, multiple plants in this book, and I love it, you guys. The first one that we got introduced to, her name is Lottie. She is a rose, and I love her. The other plants that are in this book, I don't even know all of their names because there's so many. It's so like innocent in the best way and so wholesome. Sitting on the couch, I'm nice and warm, I have my tea, I have the Christmas tree light on, like just comfort, coziness. That's what it's like reading this book. All I know is that if I were to ever see Sarah Beth Durst in person, I'm gonna give her a kiss on the forehead, because the amount of comfort she gave me, maybe that wouldn't bring her comfort, maybe that would scare her, but you know what I mean. I have 50-ish minutes left on the book, and I'm going to be sitting my booty down on this couch and binge read the rest. The best way to describe this book, it feels like the words are giving me a hug. I love cozy fantasy so much. Marin, the sailor, handed the book to Turlu, who is our main character. It's a new spell book that's circulating, written for ordinary people, supposed to have a lot to do with plants and gardens and such. And since, you know, the whole greenhouse thing, I thought it would be useful. Found it in an adorable jam shop, and I couldn't say no. Literally the jam shop in the spell shop. I love this so much that it's the book after 350 pages, 357, that's the most that they've ever hinted at the spell shop. I love this so much. This is so much fun. I genuinely feel like I'm watching this amazing movie. I forgot about Meep. Meep was so cute. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I didn't know that I was reading the last words because it said 11 minutes left in book. I didn't know that was the last of it. I just clicked it and it said acknowledgements, and this popped up and I was like, no way. I thought there was going to be an epilogue. What were the last words? Yeah, that was a good ending. That is a 5-star read. That was a beautiful, amazing experience. I loved it. The storytelling was so beautiful. I'm so happy that there's books out there that are like this. For me to love both of them so much the way that I did, I was a bit hesitant that I wasn't going to enjoy it the way that I did the first book, and I did just as much, honestly. I didn't say too much about what the story is, and I hope that it was enough to intrigue you to pick it up. And if you have read it, I hope that it was still enjoyable for you to watch me read. Now on to the next book. Don't be fooled by my PJs. It's actually not morning. It's 1 p.m. I left and did errands, and I came back and went straight back into my PJs because this set is so freaking comfortable, and I'm not ready to like get ready and do my other chores. Like, I just want to soak in this Sunday. So I'm on chapter 15. It is dual POV, which I did not know that it was going to be, but it makes sense because since it's a second chance romance, we want to know why they're even having to have a second chance. I like that we're getting dual timeline to see what happened in the past to make them hate each other so much. And you could tell that they obviously like each other. Like throughout the other books, you could tell that they like each other, but they're ignoring that and they're being petty and holding grudges instead, specifically Annie. And that leads me to the update. I'm not the biggest fan of Annie. Second chance romance books can be very tricky because you need to have a really good reason why they didn't work the first time. I actually don't even really feel like this with Mac. I feel like I like Mac and I can understand where he's coming from, but with Annie, like, she literally has held a grudge for 10 years, but you could tell that she likes him. So I'm like, okay, you're gonna hold a grudge on someone that you like for 10 years. Like, how much can you like this person? Like, how badly did they hurt you? Like, it must be something really big. Also, the title of this book is The Gingerbread Bakery. There hasn't been one scene in the Gingerbread Bakery. There's been talk of her in the past, in the then timeline, in the past, there's talk of her, you know, working towards the bakery and having this dream and ambition, but we haven't had a scene where she's just like baking in her bakery, and I want that, especially if the title of the book is that. So let's see if there's more. I love when characters in books are big bookworms. Like, I love to see what they're reading, when they're reading, where they're reading. I love it. I just talked about how she was reading her latest mystery novel, and I love it. Like, I love reading mystery novels too, and it's just fun hearing a character in a book that you're reading do the same. What are the odds that I just say that I wanted a bakery scene and then we get a bakery scene? She's talking about making the dessert for Jeannie and Logan's wedding. She said Annie took a deep breath, the snowflakes swirling in front of her as she stood in the open door of her bakery. Yay, we get a bakery scene. I'm excited. Finished The Gingerbread Bakery. Unfortunately, this book was not nearly as entertaining and good as The Enchanted Greenhouse. I hate giving negative book reviews, but I think I can master the way to do it without being rude. I feel like it's important to have books that are like this to really appreciate books like The Enchanted Greenhouse. You know, it's like the classic thing, you gotta have the bad days to have the good days. And it's true, and it applies with books as well. I just do not like when the entire premise of the story could have been fixed if they were to just talk. You're telling me you're 30 years old and all of this could have been resolved if you were to talk about it? Listen, I can understand, there were teenagers, they made mistakes, they didn't know any better, I can get past that. But 10 years of holding a grudge. There's one specific scene that completely changed my mindset on this book. Annie was mad at Mac, they were bringing up the past, he said something to her, hurtful words. She proceeds to slap him in the face. Proceeds to then be like, I've never had someone just make me feel this way. No, you need to handle your emotions better. There's no reason you need to be slapping him. If he slapped her, when she said something rude to him and he slapped her, this book would be canceled. Then they proceed to have a spice scene shortly after that incident, literally right after that argument. Then when he goes, hey Annie, I think we should talk about this, she's like, no. Give me one more day. Yes, it was the wedding day. I don't care though. I don't care. I think I'm feeling feisty right now. Maybe I should have made this book review while I was feeling feisty. We didn't get nearly as much bakery scene, baking, cookies, as we should have. I hope that it's not me being rude. I hope it just is me explaining what things I didn't like. I think these are like one of those books where it's like just an easy romance palette cleanser. Like you're not going to be expecting something that's gonna wow you, that's gonna stick with you. At least for me personally, I think there's other romance books that have stuck with me, like Funny Story and Happy Place, but with these, they're kind of more of just like the in-between books, something that's really easy to just get through. And I think these books are necessary if you're reading high fantasy, if you're just reading books that are more heavy, maybe more sad, or maybe spooky books. You need these type of books to be like that in-between. I did nonetheless have fun bringing us along while I read. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me, and that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.